It's January
15th.
15th, and we're doing our Lambspun Live with our guest that you might have met before, Shannon Dunbabin. She is from Cascade Yarns. She's an owner of the company, and she's going to tell us what's new and exciting for coming up spring and what is just around the corner for appearing here at Lambspun. And we're getting ready for Valentine's. Shannon can tell you about her knitted toy book, which this pattern is in. And of course, right now we have just learned to make crocheted hearts out of one of our metallic yarns. So we have to embellish everything with Valentine's, get it ready. So I'm going to turn it over now to Shannon. She will take you through a tour of what's coming in for 2025.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Shannon from Cascade Yarns. Really great to be here again. It's always a pleasure. Love Colorado. And so there's a few things that we're going to go over that have new colors that she's bringing in, or just have new things that have come out. And then I will end with a few things that are going to be kind of special coming up. And recently, in October, we went to India to go see our 2 mills that we've worked with there. I'll be talking a little bit about some things they're doing. And then last April, we went out to Peru. Rob and I tend to go and see mills, try to see our main mills for every year to year and a half. So learning about environmental things as well as what they're doing machinery-wise, how they're treating workers, etc. Things that are really important. So we're going to start with some stuff that has some new colors coming in. We've got the cotton socks, which is our cotton nylon. There's 11% nylon, 433 yards. Really great. You get a good non-wool sock alternative. So anybody vegan or also anybody sensitive can't do wool, or just in a sticky climate and doesn't want to wear wool at the moment. It's 89% cotton, 11 nylon, enough nylon to give it some really great dimensional stability and a little bit of bounce, but not so much it's going to weigh it down. And we've added the splash colors last year. There will be another group of them coming out for this year.
How about sweaters and tops?
Fabulous for sweaters and tops. And 433 yards, it only takes a few to make. And we've got a whole bunch of free patterns at CascadeYarns.com, including several tank tops and a really adorable crocheted jacket out of it.
Wonderful.
But also for shawls, pretty much anything fingering weight you want a cotton alternative, this is your yarn.
And it is very soft.
It's really, really soft. It's non-mercerized cotton. Nifty cotton splash. New colors coming in this. Those will be coming in for spring. Shirley's added a bunch of them, so there'll be about three new colors for the splash and the effects coming. The splash have 3 colors in them that are over a ecru base, where the effects is more of a semi-solid, where it's more of a denim kind of. You're going to have more of that stonewash effect sort of to it. On the whole cotton thing, because it's that magic time of year for cotton.
Yeah.
So Pandemonium we came out with recently, and this is our cotton bamboo blend. Really great drape. It's become one of my favorite yarns, honestly, for crochet, because you get it's 55% cotton, but that bamboo gives just such a wonderful drape to it.
It's a lot like silk.
Yes, it's very much like silk. They are approved for knitted knockers. And like, this is a swatch of mine, the original prototype, that I actually put through the washer, laid flat to dry per the instructions.
Oh, wow.
Really great, as you see, really great drape. This needs but here's a little swatch I did with crochet, but even without being blocked, you can see there's actually nice movement, and I didn't really go up on hook around this. And then it also is fabulous with lace, but lots of movement and super soft for anybody with sensory sensitivities or likes a soft yarns. And the overall dye effect on the Maltese is kind of this all over modeled effect.
It's really
That's
nice.
lovely. Yeah.
Looks like a painting.
So, and then the last of the cottons I'm going to talk about today is our Botanica. This was new for this last spring. It is an organic cotton, and they are all natural dyes.
It's all plant.
Yes.
And cotton. So
Cotton, yes. And the interesting thing is the mill that does this, they have a zero liquid discharge plant. So they completely recycle their water, and they save approximately 65 to 70 million gallons of water a year. And they're able to recuperate about 96 to 97% of their water. And about half of their workforce is women. He's worked really hard to provide really great job opportunities, and you see them in dyeing, spinning, packaging, all throughout the mill, and really growing and learning new skills and able to really change their whole family's outlook.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And so there are 6 speckles, and they are hand dyed. And then there are the solids. There are 10 solids. One of them is an undyed, and the other ones are all natural dyes. All but one are actually plant-based. The other one is something about bugs in a tree creating a sap. That's the wine red. That's the richest of the reds. The rest of them are all plant-based, and they are named after what they're dyed with. So like this is mulberry, this is indigo, marigold. I believe that's annatto. And there's also pomegranate, gallnut, garnet onion, and a few others.
It's very
been well received here. People
And it's
love it.
really, really soft. It really softens up. I know somebody who actually was crocheting a top out of it and ended up ripping it 3 times and held up to it. So that to me is a really good.
We don't have to do that.
No, but it was a really good experiment on that. So fun wintertime yarn, since we're going to have a cold snap here coming up. So I grabbed 3 of the newer ones. So we added hand paints in the 128 Superwash, added a bunch of new colors for this last fall. She's got a great assortment here on the wall that they'll show you when I'm done talking. And then also we added neons to our
These
spontaneous.
are amazing fun.
So this is a 19 micron merino single ply, pairs really nicely with Malabrigo Rasta, but crazy, crazy soft. Instant gratification is that really, really super thick, super quick. I need to pound out a hat or a scarf today. And then the last one, which we've done a lot with, is our Superwash Wave. And so in this, like this one's a neon and it is UV reactive. So if you put it under a black light, it will glow. But we came out in the last 2 years, we've come up with 15 new colorways. Is it 15 or is it 13? I think it's 15.
Does it coordinate with the 220?
It works really well with the 220 Superwash. You can mix and match. I like it with short rows, also with Fair Isle or the National Parks hats. But the mill that does all 3 of those, we went and spent a lot of time with them in Louisiana, and what things they're doing are absolutely mind-blowing. They currently have almost 40 acres of eucalyptus trees that they're growing with the water that they process on site. They are going to be moving to a zero liquid discharge plant within the next 2 years, I want to say.
It's awesome.
With hopes of recuperating around 96-97% of their water, and they're larger than my cotton mill, so it will be millions of gallons of beer. It will be pretty mind-blowing. They also have solar panels on at least 9 large buildings right now. They use a supplemental power, and they've been using biofuels such as rice husks for creating their for all the energy for the steam. They are working in the next few years to not have to purchase any form of energy from the government and be completely sustainable using biofuels and natural forms of energy is one of the things they're really working towards. And they seriously have one of the most gorgeous modern mills I deal with. It's
Good news.
That's
exciting.
It really, sustainability is such an important thing for a lot of the mills I work with, and I really love hearing about it because the things they're doing and making happen and the goals they're setting, they're thinking several years out and really making efforts.
Great.
So a few new things that are coming down the pike. This came out this last fall, so I know that she has some here, but if you haven't seen it yet, we have the 60 quick granny squares, and she's added these in. These are some of the squares from the books. There's some really fun ones. There's a spider web. There's all sorts of there's some spiral one. A lot of fun things in here, as well as there are projects in the back, including 2 really cute tops.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
And
We'll have classes on this book. This
Yes.
is excellent.
yeah, and they show ways to mix and match a really cute bag here, and absolutely love this little jacket cardigan.
Cute.
So super and nice. There's several sizes on that on the size range. I did forget to mention our Wolfpaca in the winter months.
Yeah, it
because
sells.
I love this yarn. So this is my random granny square. We had a little delay in FedEx, so I would have had more garments here. So we're using my little swatches that I've been doing, but they kind of show it off. But this works beautifully. This is a 60% Peruvian Highland wool, 40% superfine alpaca. It's a 3-ply, really nice
Soft.
round twist. Super crazy soft. So it's an elevated, but it's got enough wool. It's going to hold its shape, give some really good bounce to it, and be nice and warm, but great stitch definition.
Wonderful.
So 2 new things coming. This is going to be in stores in the next few weeks. This is our Marrakesh. So this is an 80% extra fine merino, which is 19 microns, super soft with 20% cashmere. There are 12 plies. Has crazy good stitch definition. Here's a little swatch that I've done with it. I've got a hat that one of these days I'm going to finish with knit and
It
crochet.
is incredibly soft.
Yes, and then also crochet as well, which is equally important.
What's the gauge on it?
It's a DK to sport,
Okay,
so
perfect. About
yeah.
5, yeah.
5.5-ish, you know, for its knit gauge. But this is our palette. I was very restrained. There's only 18 colors. This is restrained for me.
18 is a lot.
This is restrained for me.
It's nice.
Ultra
though.
Pima was my first palette, and it was like 53 colors. That's what I did from scratch.
That cashmere makes it so warm.
It's warm and it's soft and it's self-indulgent. Really, you know. And then the other thing that's going to be coming later this spring is we're going to have tie-dyes in our Heritage. So Heritage is our sock yarn. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. We decided to add a tie-dye effect, so we have a happy rainbow and then some other kind of rich colors. I'm planning on doing a cute stocking hat out of this and like baby up through adult. I think it would be really fun. But socks, mitts, garments,
shawls.
all sorts of fun things. And I will crochet well as well. And what's nice is with the tie-dye, you can have it'll be kind of a little bit irregular, so you'll have blips of color, but they'll be long enough that you can work with crochet as well as knitting to get a nice dye effect on that.
Super.
And I think those are what I have with me. And we do have door prizes that will be here, and Shirley's going to tell you how we're going to deal with those. But there will be door prizes.
That's one reason we love why we come. But there are actually 9 prizes that are on their way. This FedEx guy is unbelievably, sadly late, but it's okay because you already know these are great prizes, and we're offering this for not crochet, but any purchases of Cascade through the end of the whole month. And if you were just in here today or whatever, and you want to get in on that drawing, each purchase can be entered to win one of these 9 prizes, and we'll draw it at the very end of the month on one of our Wednesday lives. So stay tuned for the winners, but also don't forget that you can register. So with any Cascade purchase, you can register. We've had some people buy 10 skeins of yarn and come in 10 times. And it's all good. So feel free to do that. And we'd love to hear. I know that Liz just went to the Denver Stock Show. So if you could just give us a little preview or a review of what that was about.
Yeah, it was great. So the stock show down in Denver is running through the 26th of this month. It was about $27, I think, per person for us to go. And in addition to all the wonderful livestock and rodeo events that they have, it's really a cultural experience. Wonderful to go.
It's international, right?
It is international. They also have a lot of fibers. And so we were able to go and pet some Valais black-nosed sheep, which this is a needle felted little example of one that we did years past. And we have invited Ann Davis from the Davis Family Farms to come out and hopefully bring one of her little lambs. So when we do that, we're going to try to coordinate it with a make and take event so that we can make these again. There's also lots of alpaca, and I just have here an example of some of the local alpaca yarn that we have here in shop. And we just loved being able to go pet the alpaca and the sheep, and they were so friendly. They wanted to sniff us like little dogs. It was wonderful. So hope you can make it.
There's nothing more rewarding than talking to the shepherdess or the shepherd about what it's like to have these particular breeds of sheep. So not only is it educational for us as fiber artists, but for those that might be inclined to want to be in that business at some time, you can certainly come and learn about it with us. So stay tuned. We don't have the dates yet, but we'll be letting you know when the weather gets a little warmer. Stay warm because it's supposed to dip here to like -7 or something ridiculous. But we have wool, we have sustainable cashmere, we will be warm. So feel free to come to Lambspun and share the days with us when the temperature really drops. So we'll see you next week for Lambspun Live. We have another guest presenter then, and we'll give you some previews on our Facebook.